Hey, I'm Mitchell. Welcome to my shop. So I've just finished up this video. We're going to show how to make a nice perfect fit on, cows, hatches. It could be used anywhere. Even on wings, you can, make perfect fits. So stay tuned, watch the video. If you like it, give a thumbs up. If you don't, well, give a thumbs down. Just do. And also remember to subscribe. Thanks. So I just got finished using our part agent. Remember, it's going to be clear tape. By the way, that Mike Patey uses this on just about everything. So if it's good enough for him, it's good enough for us. So that's going to be our parting agent. This is about the thickness of 2 business cards. Another pitfall you could run into is because we're going to be putting high saw here on the firewall on this part, but not here. You don't want to glue this little pin shut. So we're just going to tape it back. And you might think, well, what if some glue gets in there? We'll put a little piece of tape on it. The other hole probably will disappear, but we can always get it back. We also know it's going to be perfectly aligned because these pins doesn't allow it to go up, down. It's flush with that. It sticks to it. That's the only part that will actually be touching the bottom part of this lip. So, all right, here we go. Okay, we need to cover this hole up some way. And what I'm going to use is just a little hole punch. It's a sticker. It's a little harder than a sticker. I don't know what it is, but it's almost like a piece of plastic, but it's got a sticky on one side. I think you use these in closets to cover up screw holes. But it's going to be perfect to go over this hole. That'll allow the high saw to be put in, and then it won't go into my original hole. So I proved the concept over here. It worked pretty good, so we'll just do another one. So I got my hole cut out. Let's see if we can get it on in the center. Shouldn't be too bad. Make sure it's in there. Perfect. And that covers the holes, and the hot saw won't get in there. And then later on when I sand down, I'll have something to pop out. It'll work perfectly. So just another little trick. So we're about to make something from hot saw, but so this is the back side. This is the parting agent with the clear tape on it. Underneath, you can see I just taped it in. One of the things when I notice when I put it in without it wants to move up and down a little bit, so I'll have to tape this down. That'll be the correct, because I know these are hitting, and that's the way I want. The other thing I'm going to do is I will take some of this tape off from the inside and take business cards and shove them down into these areas to bring that back so we get a nice space in between the two. So here we go. You gotta note to self, don't put the prop on when you're trying to do a high saw in a tight area. You keep hitting it. So we're just gonna coat the whole thing. Nice little coat. Put a little paper towel down here. You can't see it, but in case anything runs off. It's already getting runny. That's all right. Most of this will probably disappear in sanding. Oops. See, I'm hitting the prop, camera, everything today. Oh well. This is a live shop. No redos. You're seeing it the way it happens. A lot of people seem to like my videos, so I don't know if I will continue or not, but definitely we're going to finish this one out, then we'll see what the next project is. It does take a lot of time to set things up and to remember and to get all the correct terminology and sayings down. I'm pretty I know there's going to be a little work here to finish up a few things. I really want to hit these top areas. This is where there's a little bit of a gap. Alrighty, I believe we're about ready to make a mess. You notice I wiped away some of the bottom part. This part I'm not too concerned about. It's the outer edge. We want to look clean, neat. All right, let's move the camera over here. Let's see if we can get this in one shot. Went pretty good. Now let's take that patch down. You see a bit of it oozing out right there? Not a problem. Make sure that it's down tight. Go to the other side. Because those locking pins, I know exactly where that locking pin is. It's all the way tight, so when I get all this done, if everything's right, everything should just line right back up. And then what I'm going to do is clean this, and we'll just clean this up. And I'm going to have to do high salt or something through here anyway. So if it gets a little bit in there, it's not going to hurt anything. Take a little more cleaning. And there's a little residue there, but you know what? A little light piece of sandpaper, take care of that. And that's pretty much it. Oh, I got to do the top. I need to do some up there. So I think that's it. Let's go around to the back. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to push any material down in here and add material and make sure we got enough Lysol and everything. And if there's anything oozed out, this is the time to get it taken care of. So I'll make sure you got everything. I actually want just a little bit of a fillet here. So I have to add some more high salt. Well, that's okay. Main things we don't want to make sure there's no air bubbles, because this is a one-shot deal. All right, let's let this dry up and then we'll come back. So let's do a final close-up here so you can kind of see the end results of all the high salt. Now there's a little bit of a dip in here, so I just filled it full of high salt. I'm going to sand that down later, so everything's going to match up nice and clean with this side. It's a lot of extra work that somebody did before me, but I'm going to get it worked out to where it makes it nice and clean and neat. Let's go to the other side. And it's pretty much the same. A little more here had a little more of a dent. You can kind of see a little spot here I'm going to have to work on. But it'll be fine. Now we just let it dry. So it's day 2, everything's glued and set up. So let's start taking some things apart. This is like, I don't know who said it, but this is kind of like live action. We don't know what's fixing to happen here. It may come apart easily, and it may come apart hard. All this seems to be breaking apart pretty easy. I'm just running a knife through because I know there was some seepage got in here. Alrighty, let's see if we can break this off. May have to have a little pressure. It's moving, but not the way it should. So we can run the knife back in here. Without damaging or cutting the good surface. I think if it's going to be hold, it's probably going to be in those areas. I think we're going to have to do a little prying. You don't want to go to a point that you break something. I believe it's believe it's in these corners that right here. See if we can cut some of this loose. I believe that's where we're holding. Right in there. Like I said, we don't want to damage it. You just want to slide it in and out and try not to. Right there. Let's try wrapping it. Oops, fell off. Just trying to break it loose. I think we could ever get one side. We would have it. There we go. Did you hear that pop? That's what we were looking for. Now we get this side. Put Monopoly. This side just don't seem to want to come, does it? Let's work with this side. There we go. We're getting somewhere now. Let's get it down. Let's see if we can see in here. Well, yeah, see what the problem is. It's right in that little area. So let's get, always good to have a hacksaw blade, real thin. Let's see if we can work that in there. The glue has come down. That's went that way and kind of rolled over, so it's stuck. We'll be able to get, yeah, we'll be able to get that in there. Basically, I just need to saw this joint. See, it popped. That's all it took. It was holding this up. Woo, man. Now that's live action right there. That's what it took to get that off. You can tell it bled through a little bit right there is where it did it. See the little, so clean up, no big deal. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, that looks really good. And let's see if I can get in here and show you where it bled through. It actually made a little line across there. Of course, I'll put that paper towel in there, but it's actually bled through and made a little line here, so we're gonna break that loose. So got a little cleanup to do here and here, but that's pretty smooth all the way across there. This line is gonna be very, very nice. You can see my little dots in here from where the original. So very nice. It's now we just got to clean all this up, and I got to figure out how I'm going to do that. But so that's one part down. Now this technique worked really well because I still can see some of the parting agent in the paper. So what I'm going to do is the same as I did on the other side. Just go in there where I can see the paper, and I'm just going to pop this part loose. It worked really good on the outside. Oh, it works on this side. There we go. So that took care of that big chunk. It did damage the surface a little bit right here, but we're gonna fix this surface anyway. So, but this side came out really nice. So we got a little cleanup here to do, and this will need to be sanded just a little bit flush. We don't want to stop. We don't want to touch any of this area because that's our finished line. But everything like this, where it's a little bit of a void, we can sand this down as long as I stay away from this area. All right, looking good. So there's a little bit of cleanup right here. This didn't turn out so well, but we have enough here that I could fix this. And then when I sawed this way, I kind of sawed into the wood. This side's perfect. Go figure. That's part of making a model. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. But let's see if this will go back on now. That's gonna be my, oh yeah. Do you see that? It's off, push it down, it goes right into place. Same as the other. Yeah, pretty good. So now it's just gonna be to fill this, sand this down and be level with this PC. That'll be our next step. But before I do that, I'm going to pull the motor out because I don't want all that dust in here. Now, I already made a video of the front part, which I'm not sure if I'm going to include this one or this one, but it's pretty much the same process, but I haven't decided which video is going to be the best yet. But we're going to use the tape again to make sure we don't scratch our nice clean surface. Then we do the Dremel tool work. Now there's a few little flaws here, but you know what? I'm pretty happy with it. Everything looks really good. I really can't complain too much here. Everything is where it should be. Just a minor little defects here and there, but those can be taken care of pretty easily. Ouch. I gotta find out who said live action. Somebody used to say it and I can't remember who it was. But you're seeing it just the way I'm seeing it right out of the shop. Something also, if you look at the mold, you kind of see where it was. And there's very little just on the bottoms where it basically pulled some of the cardboard loose. It's the only place there's, has any damage, and that's because that was down here. But look at that, clean as a baby's butt. Pretty good parting stuff. So all we want to do is just grind this lip down. with the tape, so we don't have to do a whole lot here. You can see I hit the tape just a little bit right here. That would have been gouges in the clean, fresh paint. So this has got it down to where I need it. I will finish it up with 60 grit. I'll do that in a minute, but I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of this. So what I'm gonna do now is just kind of blend some of this so I don't have so much work to do. Yeah, I probably picked the wrong shirt today, being black, to do this with. Oh well, it'll wash. You kind of see it's just very rough in there, but we're trying to blend in back with the body now. These are the body. This is body work, not building really. So let's get my 60 grit sandpaper. So already I'm just kind of filling it, and I can tell that there's a void right there. In other words, it comes down and swoops down. So we'll have to fix that up. But what I'm doing now is I'm just trying to level everything up and make everything, you know, smooth, and then we'll worry about these little with Bondo. We'll take care of that. But basically, and these rivets that are on here, we're going to have to put these back on. And I knew I was going to have to do this section. Not a big deal. I'm going to show how we do that as well. But basically, you're just rough sanding, trying to get to the contour. And then and I can already see this section here looks really good. It just comes and swoops in. We're gonna have to do some more work here, but pretty happy with the results. You see where I'm getting into the tape? That's about as far as I can go. So you don't want to go too far to where we're damaging this pretty surface. I have already kind of damaged it a little bit right here, but it's okay. A little Bondo will fix this little section up, but you just want to lightly start moving the tape and sanding the tape back, and with the 60 grit. And I can see there's like little dents and dings. I can fill them with my hand. That's what we're looking for, and we'll do that when we do the body, and then we'll prime this to make sure we got everything. Back to sanding. So everything feels pretty smooth. I know there's a little bit of Bondo work to do here, but not very much. I mean, we're not even talking 1/8 of an inch to get all this done. Let's see if we can. So now it's got some residue, but I can tell that everything is very smooth. And I got a body line that runs through here, and this area we're going to have to kind of make these lines again, which is not going to be a problem, and we may go ahead and start that process and do basically it's an overlapping panel, as you can see here. So we got to run this line. This line is perfect, goes straight in, but this line kind of comes, and it's about just 1/8 of an inch maybe. So we got to kind of fudge this line a little bit and make it look a little better. But pretty happy with that. Let's see if I can get you guys in there and kind of see. Really looks very smooth all the way around. You can kind of see it right here. The body line kind of comes in. Pretty nice. I'm pretty happy with that. And I may include this in the video, and I may include when I did this in the video. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do just yet, but stay tuned. We'll find out. So I'm doing a little Bondo work here and thought I'd show you guys. So you see this little lip here? I need to remake that in this area. So I lay 2 layers of tape down, put the Bondo over, sand down, and then when I pull this up, it'll bring me that lip back. So that's what we're doing here. And you can tell right here is a low spot. So we're gonna fix that, and then we'll pull the tape up and go from there. Finishing up this section, you can clearly see the step here, and then I've made it here. You can clearly see that. So of course that little valley, I'm going to fill this in and redo this again, but I wanted to get this flat first and then work on this side. So you can tell it's starting to come out pretty clean. So I'm pretty happy with this. There's very little Bondo here, not even just millimeters, so I'm not worried about it cracking out or anything like that. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you learned something. It can be applied to all kinds of things, like you know, not just cows, but hatches, and there's a lot you can learn from this and go with other things on all kinds of different airplanes. But that's it for the video. Hope you guys like it. If you don't, give it a thumbs down, give it a thumbs up, or subscribe to my channel. Also, we're going to be going all the way through with this project. I mean, I'm going to go to paint, flying, the whole 9 yards. So stay tuned. And so remember, you're a scale builder, so you have no fingerprints, because at this point, you're going to sand your life away, literally. And only people who are scale builders understand what I just said. So get back to sanding.